Welcome to Sports Talk. I'm Bob.
And I'm Amit.
Today we're going to talk about Super Bowl 53, along with goats and woats. What's a woat, you ask? Well, you'll just have to listen and find out. All right, welcome to Sports Talk. I'm Bob.
I'm Amit.
And today we're talking about Super Bowl 53. Amit, when you got to describe Super Bowl 53 in one word, how would you describe it?
Horrible.
Horrible, yes. I would say appalling, or even just plain dull. Okay, why was it horrible?
It was, as you said, a dull game, a very boring game. 13-3. It's just
Could you make the argument that it was a game of defense?
is that I won't say that because I don't know if defense played well or offense played really bad.
The
Or
offense.
both.
Yeah, I wasn't. It seems like it wasn't great defense. It was just mediocre or sloppy offense. I mean, you didn't see quarterbacks being sacked continually, did you? I mean,
No.
some, but it's not like the defense was always blitzing. It was just a defensive game. It was just kind of like two mediocre teams
You're right.
instead of like the championship of the season.
Okay.
So yeah, the game wasn't exactly stellar, to say the least. Who really shined in the game?
See,
If you had to say someone did.
I think it would be Julian Edelman.
Okay, why is that?
Because, first of all, he's the MVP, so probably everybody expected that. But, first of all, he didn't drop a pass.
Okay.
Well, I mean, probably, I don't remember if he did or if he didn't.
Now you say that he played well, or he played well compared to everybody else?
Both. He didn't play mediocre bad at all. The passes Tom threw to him always finished in more than 20 yards because he's very fast and he's small. But he has good hands. So he grabs the ball and runs, and he picks up 30 yards in one pass.
Okay. And who do you think played really poorly? I mean, more poorly than the rest of everybody.
Yeah.
Who do you think was
I would say
the least important? You have the MVP and then the LVP, the least valuable player.
Yeah, I think it was Jared Goff.
Okay.
Rams quarterback.
Ooh, that's an important position.
What did he do in the game?
Well, he
Gave the ball to the running back.
Yeah, I mean, he completed some passes, though.
Some.
But no touchdowns. No touchdowns.
No touchdowns at all.
In his defense, though, it's his
Yeah.
first Super Bowl. He's really young. Was it his second or third year?
He didn't look really bad, actually. I think Todd Gurley looked worse. But the fact that he's a quarterback gives him probably that position.
Higher.
Because,
He has a bigger profile.
He played not good at all to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
But I think if it will be any position, no matter how they played, or obviously it matters how they played, if bad or worse than the other players. But I think it will be Todd Gurley. He's everybody says he's the best running back in the league, but he run less than 100 yards in the game.
He ran less than 100 yards
in the game. Yeah. And this other dude, C.J. Anderson, the backup one, played much better than him.
Well, okay.
He's supposed to be the best running back in the league, and he wasn't able to run 100 yards in the Super Bowl.
What do you think? Well, let me ask you this: how much of the coaching do you think contributed to the Rams' lousy playing performance?
Actually, I'm not sure about that because
I mean, he may have been calling plays, but it's just the Rams couldn't complete.
exactly it wasn't his fault. Like everybody blames the coach when a team loses, but he's not the one who's playing. He calls the play. He technically tells them what to do, but he's not the one that's playing and the one that is able to complete the passes and run well the ball.
Right.
He just tells them what to do, and they see if they're able to do it or not.
I was thinking that maybe for some people this was maybe perhaps the most exciting Super Bowl ever. If a person really likes punting, lots of punting, then this was the game for that person because this was like a punt fest. However, if you like to see touchdowns or even more than 2 field goals in a game, maybe not the game for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnny Hecker, the punter of the Rams, he's probably the best punter in the league. He does a lot of fake punts, and he didn't do any fake punt in the game.
Do you think they considered it just too risky? I mean, that would have been...
It would be risky, but you're in 4th down in the 4th quarter. None of your team's playing well, technically. So, I mean, you got to do it. You got to go for it.
And it would have made for more entertaining football, too.
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk about the halftime show. I've never been a Maroon 5 fan. I haven't even seen the last couple Super Bowl halftime shows, or at least I didn't see the Lady Gaga or the Katy Perry. I felt like some of the songs were upbeat and fast enough to get the crowd going, but like they do that one where they had the drones, and it felt like it was like slowing it down a little bit. And I don't know if Super Bowl shows, I think they don't need slow songs. And Adam Levine, taking off his shirt and he has no space for more tattoos. I mean,
no.
I guess they're running out of. I was a little surprised when they announced him. I didn't know that Maroon 5 was that big, but I guess they're starting to run out of. It's like you've had Timberlake, Beyonce, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Prince, U2 back in 2002. The Rolling Stones did it one year. You had Coldplay. It's like, and then they had one of the hip hop guys from Atlanta. Was it Big Boy? Anyways,
Travis Scott and Big Boy.
They Big Boy hadn't had a hit in a while, but he's from Atlanta, so they wanted to incorporate that.
Yeah.
But it's not like they have, who else would they have picked for the Super Bowl halftime? Like the main band.
I don't like this band,
mm-hmm.
but I think they kind of deserved it because they do something called K-pop.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pop, but a little bit different.
K-pop. That's Korean pop.
Yeah, Korean pop, exactly. The name of the band, it's BTS. I'm not a fan of the band at all, but this was their year, actually.
But are they popular here in the U.S.?
Look, you know what the YouTube Rewind is?
What?
It's a video that YouTube does with the most famous YouTubers, and they pick songs and things that were really famous in that year. And I mean, YouTube is from US, and
but is what they call BTS?
BTS
is BTS popular in the US?
I think it is
enough for a halftime show.
Actually.
I mean, maybe they could have been, because usually you have your main artist, and then you have some, like when Madonna did it one year they had like MIA and a couple people helping, accompanying. Maybe BTS could have been like helping out with the song.
That they're not that I don't think that they're that famous in the US.
But they're big elsewhere.
So I mean, they're not for being to be like the secondary ones.
Yeah.
But they're also not that big in the U.S. to be the main ones.
Right. I mean, it would be weird if the U.S. picked an unpopular band for the Super Bowl.
The main, but
but I don't know who else.
This band, they're kind of famous. Their name is Panic at the Disco.
I've heard of them. Yes.
Yes. I think they would be great for a secondary because they're gonna be a main in some years, but like right now, I think they deserve being a secondary band. There's this song called High Hopes
Okay.
that become really, really famous. It
Okay.
had more than 100 million views on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually not a lot for being a song, but still. And this was, again, their year. This was a year where they become really famous. Like, this was actually the year that people started to know who were they and which kind of music they do.
Well, maybe next year it'd be interesting to see who they pick for next year.
Yeah, and they're popular in the U.S.
Yeah, yeah. Now, where is the Super Bowl next year? Do you know?
Yes.
Where?
Miami.
Miami. Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Hard Rock Stadium.
Really, Hard Rock Stadium. That's the name.
That's the name.
All right. So for last season, most team that you were most surprised by and team you were most disappointed with.
I was surprised for good and bad.
Yeah.
By some teams. For good, Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
They didn't start off that well, but still they won a game when they started. And then with Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry, Nick Chubb, they became really good at finishing the season. They won like 5 games in a row, something like that.
Pretty
then
good.
The Giants, look, they had a horrible record.
Yeah.
Like 5-11.
Uh-huh.
But I think if they move on from their actual quarterback, Eli Manning, he's Peyton Manning's brother.
Who's beaten Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl?
Yes, true. But now he's horrible. If they move on from him, they're gonna be really good because they have good offense. They have this new running back, Saquon Barkley, that's just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
They have Odell Beckham Jr., one of the best wide receivers in the league. They have what they need to be good. They just need to move on from Eli.
Oh, poor Eli. Okay, team that you were disappointed with, surprised because you thought they were going to be good and...
Okay, I didn't thought they were going to be incredible this year, but better than how they did. Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
The record was like 7 wins.
Yeah.
And 9 losses.
Yeah.
Which is actually really bad for a team that got to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
That's true.
And everything.
Okay,
I didn't thought they were looking great this season, but not for having a losing record.
Okay, and give me your top 2 teams that you're most excited about for next season.
Browns.
Okay.
And
the Chiefs. No?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Chiefs.
You guessed
with that quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
they're just a fun team to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of long passes, a lot of big plays. It's just fun to watch them. It's always a high-scoring game when they play, so
yeah.
I just like it.
And what do you think? Are the Saints going to be pretty good next year?
Yeah, also.
And then the Patriots?
Normal. Like how they did this year. Okay, again, the Steelers.
Yeah.
Also, they were really bad this season.
Mm-hmm.
They won like 9 or 8 games.
But they came close to making the playoffs, or did they make the playoffs?
They came really close to make the playoffs, but they didn't. But they're normally one of the better teams in the NFL. They normally win the division.
Mm-hmm.
But they lost Le'Veon Bell. They lost Antonio Brown for next season. They're looking really bad for next season. Well, not really bad, but not great. They have a good running back that's backing up Le'Veon Bell. Well, not backing up because Le'Veon Bell is gone, but the new running back is called James Conner.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. And they have Juju Smith-Schuster, who is a wide receiver.
It's quite a name.
Yeah, he's really good, but still, you can't win with that team. You can't go and win the Super Bowl with a team like that.
Well, we're about out of time. Speaking of time, time will tell. see if your predictions come true. But we have to wrap up. Again, I'm Bob.
I'm Amit.
Join us next time for Sports Talk, where we talk about the NBA All-Star Game. Take it easy, everybody.